be?
A vet.
Come on, B girl.
A pediatrician.
You better.
What's up, MedGirl Squad? It's future Dr. Rezi, and if you're new here, hi. My name is Resume Uye, and I'm the author, illustrator of a children's book called Girls for Medicine. Girls for Medicine is a children's book that's meant to encourage kids, especially Black and Brown girls, to pursue careers in healthcare. Why? Because representation matters. And I am excited once again to have another interview ready for you all, another meetup with a brand new person from a brand new profession that I've never had on the show. So I am not going to belabor this any further, but also side note, I hope y'all like my hair. I just got it done. It's been a long time. It's called a silk press. I didn't know what that was, but I like it. But anyways, I'm going to happily introduce Miss Kathyrn Reed. Woohoo! Hello. I'm so happy to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being willing to be interviewed by me.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, and this is great because we already answered the first question, but what is your name? Introduce yourself to all the kids.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kathyrn Reed. Do you want to know what I do right now, too? Would that be helpful?
Well, maybe talk about where you're from,
Sure.
what you do, but we'll go into it later, too.
A little deeper. Sure. So I'm Kathyrn Reed. I was born and raised in Mansfield, Ohio, which is a smaller town kind of in central Ohio. I now reside in Columbus, Ohio, where my family is. So my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my nephew are all in this area. So that's why I moved back. I lived in Pittsburgh for 11 years, where I did my undergraduate or my first 4 years of college, and then my second 2 years of college. And then I worked there for 5 years. So I'm really happy to be back and to be close to family. It's cold here. It's not warmer in any way, shape, or form, but being near family is everything. So that's a little bit about me. Let's see. What else would you like to know? I enjoy all the things. So
okay, that's a great segue to the next question then. What is a fun fact about you?
Oh, a fun fact about me. So I've been running Tough Mudders, which is a race that is very intense, and it's like a 5K. So it's 3.1 miles, and you run very quickly or try. And there are a bunch of really large obstacles. If you've ever watched like Ninja Warrior, American Ninja Warrior on TV, or any of those. So you're like jumping off of big things and swimming and trying not to get mud in your eyes. They're really fun. I've done 2 so far, and they make me feel really strong. So that's why I do them.
So it's called Mud Runner?
Tough Mudder is the one that I've done, but there are several different ones throughout the nation. Yeah, they usually benefit like veterans organizations or other charities. And so it's a fun way to do some team building and exhaust yourself. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that you find that fun. As for me, I think when you said mud, it was just, that's not what Rezi would want to do. I like running though, but
you would be fine. You've got half of it down pat then. You would be fine.
I'm already a klutz and I don't even want to. Anyways, that's great. I'm so happy you enjoy that. Okay, and then we're going into my favorite question to ask, one of my favorite questions. What is your favorite food of all time? Like, if you had to pick one food to take with you to a deserted island, what would it be?
I love all food pretty much equally because it's amazing. But I think soup dumplings would be the thing that I would take with me, which are amazing and delicious. There's a really good place in Pittsburgh that has really, really good soup dumplings. If you're ever there, you have to go. It's Everyday Noodles in Squirrel Hill. My favorite soup dumplings of all time. I would take those.
I would bring with me I actually don't know. That's why I'm always curious to hear what everyone else is. I'm like, oh, that's smart. That's smart. I don't think it's my favorite though, but that's smart.
Mine's not smart. I should brought water or something, but like I
That's
very
not
much like super
food.
things. I know, right?
It's not food. There's going to be plenty of water. You will find a way to filter it out somehow, some way. We need actual food.
You have faith in me. You have faith in my skills as a survivalist. I'm not sure I do.
Oh no, I wouldn't survive either. Okay, so going back to another question about fun, what do
Sure.
you like to do for fun?
Sure. So I like to mentor students. I run a nonprofit called the National Society of Black Physician Assistants, and I love what I do with that. Essentially, folks who are interested in the PA profession, we bring them in, we try to mentor them, get them resources that they need, all of those good things. Our goal is really to create a more diverse PA profession because we know that it increases the quality of care that people like us receive as patients. So that's what we aim to do. I love to do that. I teach yoga too. Those are some of the things I do for fun. I like to read. I like to work out. Yeah, all those things.
Oh my gosh, that's really, really cool. Like
Yeah.
a whole nonprofit. So what is a nonprofit?
Sure. So a nonprofit or not-for-profit organization essentially means that we are providing a service and not trying to benefit financially from it. So I don't get a paycheck, and that's the way we have ours structured. That's not the same for all nonprofits. But really, our goal is to take money in from members and from people who want to give us money who are generous. And we use that for things like scholarships or to ensure that all of our students can access our Zoom account, which is an account like this that you can video chat and meet people on so that they're able to really interact with PAs from all over the country, from PA students who are all over the country in programs, and with students who are pre-PA or just students who maybe want to be a PA one day. So yeah.
I absolutely love that. And uh,
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna have to talk about that a little bit more.
Sure.
I mean, it is technically related to what you do for a
Yeah.
living for
Yeah.
your career path. So I would love for all of our viewers to learn more about it and just how to support that.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
so before we go into that, we're still would like to learn more about you when you were a kid. So
Sure.
as a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a biomedical engineer and then a doctor. I don't know why. I went to a lot of science camps as a kid, so I really liked biology, and I did an engineering associate's degree, which is a 2-year degree, while I was in high school. So I thought that's what I wanted to do. And then I got to Pittsburgh and realized that I don't like math as much as I thought I did. And so I shifted gears. But I really, really wanted to be an engineer and then a doctor. Those were my initial goals. I also wanted to be president at some point, but that was really early, very young.
There's one thing I keep telling kids is that really anything is possible. Just because you've just never seen anyone do it doesn't mean you can't. And it's crazy because I know some people in my class who I know a bunch of people who did biomedical engineering for their major in college, which is just basically your focus in college, where you're studying that topic that you're interested in. So if you're interested in art, you become an art major. If you're interested in science, you become a science major. But specifically, if you want to do, say, biomedical engineering, you can do biomedical engineering. And when you graduate, look, you're a whole biomedical engineer. Whoa.
Yes.
But then you can decide, oh, I want to become a doctor. So, anything's possible, but that that definitely sounds like a lot of work.
Yes, that's how I felt too. But you're right. And biomedical engineers are amazing people. They're able to look at some of the bio side of things. So when you're thinking about cells and how the body is made up, and then they're working with mechanical things like how we put like prosthetics or, replace a knee with something when somebody hurts a part of their body and we have to replace it with something that's not bone. They work really hard to make sure that all of that integrates well with our bodies and that we're healthier humans, which is really, really awesome, which is why I wanted to do it. But alas, I'm very happy with where I ended up. So those biomedical engineering folks out there, much love. And if you want to be one, please be one. We need you.
And it's amazing because you just say certain sentences that just this perfect transition into the next question. Okay. So what kind of healthcare professional are you?
Sure. So I am a physician assistant, a certified physician assistant. And so what that is an advanced practice provider, which is the terminology that lots of hospital systems go to. But really, I
Mhm.
call us mid-level providers because it's easier terminology for folks. So if you think about doctors and then you think about nurses, PAs and nurse practitioners, which are another kind of similar focus, are kind of in the middle there, right? We have a little bit more scope of practice, which means we can do a couple more things than several more things than nursing folks can. And then we can do a little bit less than really, really specialized physicians or doctors. And so we kind of are in that middle ground there. The difference between a PA or a physician assistant and a nurse practitioner is that in most places, physician assistants have to have a collaborating or supervising physician. So that just really means that we have a physician or doctor that we are underneath. And so they are the folks that we come to if we have questions. They're the folks who ensure that we are practicing safely. And they're the folks that we can really rely on in a team-based approach, essentially to ensure that everything that the patient needs, we're able to provide. Nurse practitioners, on the other hand, do not in most states need that collaborating or supervising physician. And so they're able to practice independently. And so in some states, that means they can open their own practices. And so you could walk into a doctor's office and it's filled with nurse practitioners and not doctors, which is something that most states don't allow for physician assistants, though some do. So what I do as a PA, I can see patients in a clinic. So
Let me just change the question then.
Sorry.
No, thank you. Just thank you. Go on.
Sure. So PAs are in every facet of healthcare. So that means in every specialty. So from primary care or family practice, where you might go in when you have a cold, to if your grandparent or someone, God forbid, had cancer or something. We also exist in those specialties. So we work alongside whatever specialty there are doctors in. There are usually PAs there too. So what we do, we see patients when you come in, we take a history, we listen to what your complaint might be or what might be going on where you don't feel good. And then we use all of the knowledge and training that we have to diagnose what we think is going on. We prescribe medications. We can set you up with specialists. So if you need like physical therapy because one arm is weaker than the other, we'll make sure that you get a referral, which essentially is a slip of paper saying, we believe that this person needs this. And PT will then take that and help you out. So we do all of those things. We're also in surgery. We help cut and suture and all of the things that doctors do. We're able to do. We're generalists though. So we come out of school with a general training. We don't come out of school with like a super specialty. So we don't do pediatric neurosurgery as part of our training, but we can be trained in it once we're out of school. So essentially, when we get out of school, we can go to any specialty we want.
I was just gonna say, like, does that mean like maybe after a couple of years, you're just like, say if you are a PA that is working in the surgery, and you might want to be like, I kind of want to do things regarding skin or something like that. So I might go into dermatology. You could just
exactly right.
go.
Yeah, exactly right. It's very flexible. We don't have the
Wow.
residency component. So that doesn't mean that there aren't fellowships out there, which are just extended periods of time to do some more training if you want to when you graduate, specifically for some of those very, very specialized fields like critical care medicine or certain surgical, like cardiothoracic surgeries and all of those big words. But when we first come out of school, we're able to be in any specialty, and essentially we do on-the-job training, and but mostly we have a pretty good base of knowledge. So if it's something very specialized, it's up to them to ensure we know exactly the ins and outs, but we come in with a pretty fair amount of knowledge to begin with, and we can switch. I switched.
Oh, okay. So what do you specifically do? Like what's the specialty that you did before, and what are you now doing?
So I started off in primary care, which would be folks who want to follow up on high blood pressure or their diabetes or just their well person check every year, just to see how tall they are, how heavy they are, all of the different things that make up a physical exam. And then I transitioned to internal medicine, which is adult medicine. So I don't see anyone under the age of 18. And I worked at the Veterans Affairs Hospital, which is with our nation's veterans. Folks who have served in the military can come and utilize those facilities. And so I worked in an inpatient acute psychiatric unit. And so folks who are having mental kind of ailments, right? So things like really bad anxiety or depression, things related to substance use or things like that. And so they would come into us, and I was one of the people that took care of their physical complaints. So if they came in and they were very, very anxious or very, very sad and depressed, but they also had a sore thumb, I would be the one looking at the sore thumb. And we had psychiatrists and psychiatric PAs who were the ones managing kind of what was going on up here. So those were the two that I did. And now I work in academia, which means I work for the University of Pittsburgh as a professor or a teacher for the PA students that will be starting for a developing hybrid program. Hybrid program just means that they'll do the majority of their learning like this in front of a computer, and then we'll bring them to Pittsburgh, or they will come to Pittsburgh, and we'll do lots of hands-on training too, but only 3 times a year. So that is what I do now, and I'm looking at jobs in emergency medicine to do as a PRN or as needed position because I miss patients a little bit.
Oh, I didn't know we had a professor here. Wow. Wow. Just I'm doing this PA job, and I'm also a professor. So cool. And I mean, my next question is going to be for those kids that'll be watching this, and they're just like, this sounds amazing.
Sure.
How do I get to where you're at? Like, how do I become a PA? Well, what does that look like? And I'm gonna tell them, do they still need to finish elementary school?
Yes, unfortunately, even if it's really hard, you have to finish elementary
Sorry,
school.
kids.
Sorry, everybody. And then middle school, and then also high school. You have to finish all of that fun stuff and really focusing just on what interests you. If it's science and it's math, then you're probably somebody who's a good fit for something in healthcare, right? It doesn't have to be a PA, but maybe it is. And if you're really interested in it, it doesn't hurt to check it out. So after high school, once you graduate, you would go to college for 4 years to get your undergraduate degree. And so mine was in emergency medicine, which is pretty unique to the University of Pittsburgh. I became a paramedic, and that's really when I learned what a PA was. And so my goal in talking to all of you today is to give you this knowledge early so you can know what you want to do or know who to shadow and how to find folks.
That's what we need to do. Tell
us. So next, what you need to do is you need to apply to PA school. And that's via a centralized application portal. And once you apply, you have to put in some letters of recommendation from some teachers and some professors and some folks who have supervised you at work. You have to have patient care experience, so working as a medical assistant or a nurse or an EKG tech or somebody who's worked like me as a paramedic. There are many things you can do to get those hours. You have to have good science GPA, so that would be like your biology, your chemistry, anatomy and physiology, all of these different things that you'll take in college. And then you just essentially need to write a personal statement about why you want to be a PA. You submit all of that information. And once all that information is submitted to CASPA, you decide which schools you want to apply to. You pick those schools, you submit, they review everything. And then if you're accepted, which we're going to say all of you will be accepted if you apply to PA school, then you will start a program that is 2 years long, typically between 2 and 3. And for those 2 to 3 years, the first year to year and a half, you're sitting in class learning all about the human body, about how to diagnose people, how to treat people. And then for the last year and a half, you're on rotation. So every 5 weeks, you're going to a new specialty. You're in primary care, and then you're in surgery, and then you're in pediatrics, and then you're in all of the things, women's health or OB-GYN, all reproductive health, all of these things. So you do, each program varies, I would say probably 9 to 12 different rotations. And once those are done, you graduate, and then you sit for your boards. And the board exam, we'll talk about that as you get a little older, but it's not fun, but you just study, study, study. You're as smart as you'll ever be right after school is what I tell everyone. So once you're done, you sit for that, you take it, and then you get the C after your name. You're a certified physician assistant, and you can apply to jobs and work anywhere you want. And then you can be like me, and then we can be colleagues. So that sounds great.
Love it. That was so detailed, and I hope, kids, you will be taking notes for this. And I'm so happy that you explained all of that so they can just see the things that they have to do, and also make sure you know that you don't need to study science, do a science major to go into PA school or even medical school. You just need to take those couple of classes that everybody has to take, like biology, chemistry, physics, all of the science stuff, and a couple psychology and whatnot. And just make sure you have that, and you can major in anything you want. I know people who majored in music.
Yep. We've had lawyers that have come back to become PAs. We have folks who have done many other careers, physical therapy, some stuff in healthcare, but some folks are, have done completely different lives. Accountants, people have done many things, and then they come and they want to be in healthcare. They take those classes, and you have more experience, even more experience and more lived experience to share with all of us. So anyone that's got unique backgrounds, jump in.
Click the question. That's okay. So my next question, which is not the one you just saw, but one of my other favorite questions is, if you could pick one superpower that's specific to your job as a PA, what would it be?
Oh, my superpower would have to be being able to look at a person and immediately know exactly how to treat them so that they get better. Because medicine is hard, right? Everybody's so unique. And every time people come in with symptoms or having, different physical problems or ailments, each time it's different. You never really know. You have to really do your work. And so if I could just look at someone and know exactly what was going on, exactly how to treat them, I feel like, that would be great. You could help so many people. I mean, we do help people, right?
But you can see more people, because as soon as they walk in, I mean, in my head, I'm thinking like when they're walking in, you just see the list of stuff, or you can actually like see what, like where the real problem is, and it's like, you don't need to be in the hospital. Here, have a Band-Aid and some medication. Bye. Exactly. Oh, you definitely need to be in the hospital. Do you know you have that problem? No. Okay. Nurse.
Exactly. Wouldn't that make it so nice? And it would help so many more people. Yeah.
Yes.
That would be a great superpower.
I love that. And I also I just wish there was like a superpower where I can have all the superpowers.
So I don't have to be ideal. Yeah.
I ask these questions and I don't really have an answer for myself. I'm just like,
it's all right. You don't have to. It's okay. You can ask the questions. You don't have to always have the answer. That's okay.
Love that. That's a quote right there. So my next question is second to last question, actually. What traits do you think are important in a healthcare professional? Because in my children's book, there's a page where I ask the young readers just like what kind of person they are. What do they like to do? What do you like being a leader? Do you like asking questions? Are you kind? Are you caring? All of these different traits that are so important in any healthcare professional, even if it's PA or pharmacist or doctor. What would you say to you are the most important traits in any future PA or healthcare professional?
Yeah, I would say they're generally applicable to everybody. So it doesn't matter whether you're going to be a PA, a pharmacist, a doctor, a physical therapist, occupational therapist. I think some of the things that are really important is that you like learning. It doesn't have to be every subject, but just wanting to learn and increase your knowledge base, right? Because you're a constant learner in medicine. Medicine changes all the time. You're always reading and trying to ensure that you know everything that you need to treat your patients the best. So liking to learn and knowing that you want to be a lifelong learner is helpful. Good communication when you have emotions or when you need to communicate something, making sure that you're talking to people and able to talk to people pretty easily. It's hard sometimes, but working on that skill as you grow up, that's something very, very important. I would say also, just being interested in other humans, acknowledging that other humans are different than you, but being interested in who they are and how you can find some common ground, because that's what we have to do to be able to treat our patients. I come in and sometimes I'm having a bad day. Sometimes they're having a bad day. But, if you can look at them and say, okay, I know you're having a bad day. Let's sit for a second. What do we need to do to kind of get on the right path to move forward and actually have a productive conversation? And if you can do that, you can start that stuff pretty young. I should have started that probably earlier. If I was listening to this, I would maybe take notes.
Exactly. Right? That's the thing. That's why in the book I asked all of those questions because I think a lot of kids don't realize how important those things are because
Yeah.
you can learn, you can know everything there is to know about science and everything, but
Yeah.
if you don't know how to, notice if someone's feeling sad and
Yeah.
make that change how you even go walk up to that person or even
Mhm.
talk to that person, that
Yeah.
can make things really hard for you as someone who needs to care for people. So you have to be like a people person as well,
Yeah.
um, if you want to go into healthcare. And also just for little girls who might just think that's
Mhm.
not a really important trait to have, or it's
Yeah.
something that makes them weak, or
Mhm.
I don't know. I just think
Mhm.
also it's so important for kids just to know that those things you can't learn that in school. They can
Right.
tell you examples, but you have to, make that your personality,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I tell my students this all the time. You have to be able to meet people where they are in their lives, which can be really hard if you don't really have those people skills. So developing them early, interacting with your friends in a way that makes them feel cared for and safe, and allowing people to exist in your world in the same way, right? You want to feel cared for and safe. And that's what we want to do for our patients. And so as you develop those skills, they really do just continue with you. And you're right. It's not something we can teach really well in school. We try sometimes. Uh,
Yeah, we try,
that's right.
but
We try, but
make
it's
things a little
great.
bit
Hmm.
easier.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and I love that you even talk about that with your students or with
Mhm.
your mentees for your
Mhm.
nonprofit, which is just so cool. And then
Thanks.
to see your PA,
Hmm.
your professor,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
you have this whole nonprofit.
I
It's
do.
just amazing.
Thank
Um,
you.
I'm only saying that because it's just, again, you can do whatever you want. You can
Mhm.
do more than one thing and be
Yeah.
just as passionate about each one. Um,
Yes,
and yeah,
it's
I
true.
really hope that with kids, when you're watching this, you can see that there's so much more to you.
Mhm.
There's so much about you that could really be a huge, huge win in the healthcare field. Definitely need kids who are caring,
Yeah.
you want to be a real life superhero. Healthcare would be a really great place.
Yeah.
And yeah, these are skills that you have to build up over time.
Yes. You have so
And
much
people
potential.
can try to teach you it, but again, it's
Yeah.
better when that's just who you are, you
Yeah.
know?
Right. And it's a skill you have to develop, but if you're focused on it now, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be great at it. You have so much potential. You can do whatever you want,
Whatever you want.
whatever you want.
Right.
And you can change your mind too. It's okay to change your mind, because I don't want to give you anxiety about having to pick one thing right now. Take your time, explore all
Yeah.
the things, listen to all the things you can get your hands on about different careers, shadow different people, ask people about their careers, find something that feels like a good fit. And then if you need to shift, that's okay too. That's what I did. I turned out
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And again, shadowing, it's not just something that people do who want to become some type of healthcare professional. It's just any job or any person who's doing a job that you're interested in and you want to just see what they do on a daily basis and figure out if that's something that you would like to do. So you can do that in any job. And so my last question is definitely out of all of the questions is my favorite, my definite favorite. It's in the favorites, but it's my definite favorite. Um, I want to address all of the kids, and by address, I mean talk to all of the girls who look like me and Miss Kathryn. Um, what advice, Miss Kathryn, would you give to a little girl who looks like you and she wants to be a girl for medicine like you are? What would you say to that little girl?
Mm. You can do it, first of all. You are meant to be in medicine. No matter what happens in between where you are now and you becoming a PA, a pharmacist, whatever you want to be, right? You can do it and you are meant to be there. People will tell you that that's not the case, but they are wrong. They are so wrong.
Wrong.
They're very wrong. You have all of the capabilities, all of the potential, everything that you need to succeed as a PA, as a pharmacist, as a doctor, as a PT, as an OT. You have all of that within you. You hold all of that within you because Black girls are magic and little Black girls are magic. So don't let anyone
Sorry,
ever tell you that.
what was that?
Black
Sorry.
girls are magic. We are
Okay,
magic.
just making
We
sure.
are wonderful. We make this world a better place. So don't let anyone tell you that that's not the case.
She said it, not me.
It's true.
I think my ear was giving out, so I just wanted to hear.
My heart does that sometimes when it's
Yeah. In case you didn't know.
Yes, in case you didn't know, you are magic. And so don't let
Yes.
anyone ever, ever, ever try to tell you that you can't become something or be something, because you have all of that. You have
Yes.
every skill you need to be successful.
Most definitely. What is for you. And this is why I'm making this video for girls like you, because I just want you to see people like Miss Kathryn tell you that you can be where she's at if that is what you want to do. So don't give up. It is meant to be. If that's what you're called to do, and that's what makes you happy, that what makes you excited, that makes you want to be a better person every day and work hard and give back to your community or your family, or to be a leader in your community, do it. And we are rooting for you. So yeah. I just feel so inspired.
Would you like to be a PA? Just kidding.
I'm just saying, I got all these kids. There's another world, another conversation about money.
That too. That is true.
Yes, but because I've already committed. That's why. If you understand what I'm saying, I've already committed.
You do. Once you're far in, that shift seems less feasible, less likely. That's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But just would love for more girls to become PAs, because PAs are amazing, and they're like you. It's just, we need more. We just need more of you.
I love what I do. And if I could do it all over again, I would do the exact same track. And that's not because I don't think physicians are awesome. Doctors are awesome. I have many friends who are doctors and physicians, and they're fantastic human beings. They're great at what they do. We need them as PAs to exist within this healthcare system and this world. So I'm happy to have them, but this is a really great fit for me. And so if it's a great fit for you, join us.
Yes. And again, this is why I want kids to know more about all of the different jobs in healthcare, because a lot of y'all may only know, say, nurse or physician, but you don't know it. You may not know about physical therapists. You don't know about PA. And there's a lot of good things and bad things for each one. And it's not for everybody.
Right.
But I guess it's just also like, so they can just see, once again, as long as you have those traits that we talked about before, you are going to do excellent.
You're going to be perfect.
That's what's really important. Yes. But yeah, just find what you gravitate to and thrive.
Yes.
Bless the world.
Yes. And if you need me for anything, always email, find us.
Oh, wait.
I was going to say, I don't know where it is or if it's on here somewhere, but find me anytime. Most of the folks that are like us out here, especially those that look like us, are trying to ensure that there are more of us in the field. So we're more than willing to answer questions, more than willing to help you as you get closer to the side of things, if you're interested in those things. So, make sure you write down my name. You can find me anywhere. Just Google me.
Yeah, I was going to just say after this, feel free to follow Miss Kathryn if you would like on social media. Do you have any social media that we should know about for them to reach out, maybe?
Yeah. I can give you the National Society of Black PAs is a really good resource, and that's at the THENSBPA. And that's on Instagram. We have a Twitter account. You can also go to nsbpa.org. And that is our main website. You can find all of the information we're doing. We do virtual shadowing sessions with PAs if you're interested, things like that. My personal Instagram is @_that, THAT, girl, KAT. So it fits nicely with the MedGirl Squad Meetup situation. But feel free to add me on whatever you want. I would love to chat with anyone who's interested at any time.
And you said NSBPA.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Go to that.
Yes, and there's an email address on there. So if you ever want to email, I'm the one that reads them because I like to check in and see what everybody wants to know. So if you ever need me, I answer those emails.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all of that information. And that's basically the end of this interview. So thank you all so much for watching this video. We have so many other videos on our channel, as I'm sure you're going to see, and look out for more videos. If you would like to stay on top of it, please, please, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications so you'll be the first to know when we're going to have another live. And if you would like to learn more about what made this channel even come to be, my children's book, Girls for Medicine, please, please, please go to my website, girlsformedicine.com, and there you can look into, get to know me, get to know the book, and if you would like to purchase a copy, that's where you go. And I will make sure to sign and autograph it and write it to whoever that book is for. So please do visit that. We also have an Instagram at Girls for Medicine. Try to keep it very simple. And we also have a TikTok, Girls for Medicine. Perfect. Super easy. Facebook, Girls for Medicine. Boom. You see the pattern going on here. But there's one more thing I'm going to ask Miss Kathryn for us to do. And if you've seen any of the videos, there's something I always do at the end, and it's called the MedGirl Squad chant. Super, super simple. Is your vocal cords ready? Because I'm ready.
Yeah.
Not the clearing throat.
I have to be prepared. This is big. This is a big deal.
Okay. I'm gonna go first. Thank you. Okay, God. Sorry, I just saw a message. Okay. All right. MedGirl Squad.
Do I say the same thing?
Yeah.
MedGirl Squad.
Oh, it was so nice. Yay. I have not broken. No, my streak is still going. I am so, so happy. That's actually one of my favorite parts for the interview.
Can you tell I didn't
Awesome.
cheerlead? Because I didn't cheerlead. I don't have the projection. Sorry.
I didn't cheerlead either. It's just, this is like the most energy I'm going to give for the day, and then I'm going straight back to sleep because I'm an introvert. So
Fair enough. Protect that energy.
Okay, well, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and Merry Christmas. If we do not have a video coming up, happy holidays and enjoy your night. Bye.
Bye, everybody.